preserve that person's privacy to some extent, and and not have them feel like they're being watched. But this technology maybe offers you just to verify that there is a person present in that area, but they're not feeling like their every step is being tracked.
Yeah, that's definitely the balance with a lot of the smart building technologies. Is there's different types of people count or people recognition type of sensors and technology. I mean, they can do like facial recognition and that kind of stuff, but there's going to be a huge hurdle to overcome with that from a privacy standpoint and a Big Brother standpoint, like what you said earlier. But there is just warm body type of sensors as well that can detect there's a person in this area, and yes, they're moving around, or no, they've been stationary for longer than whatever threshold we feel is normal. You know, someone needs to go check on them. Like there's that type of capability as well. And I think just the education of the production people will be what's important, so that they don't feel like you're being watched by some eye in the sky.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's not something that's going to be able to be introduced and implemented overnight. But I actually think you could develop it in a way that would make the operators feel a little more independent. I think there's some real positive aspects that could come out of that program if it was well thought out and well communicated.
Mm-hmm. What portion of the site do you have that requirement, the lone worker program?
Oh, it's site wide, and so
everywhere.
And the problem is, you can't always accommodate that's what's so intriguing about this technology is, regardless if I want to come to work or I have to come to work on a Saturday or Sunday, even for 30 minutes. It places a burden on our on-site security, because they basically are mandated to know my whereabouts at any given time, and it's just imperfect, and it's costly, because you'll end up having a staff of 3 or 4 security officers on site at any given time, constantly patrolling and understanding the whereabouts of people, and it just seems like there's that component that's cumbersome, and then there's the fact that if you're in an area that security does not have access to, which is our entire controlled classified area, that you then have to have a second person with you purely for that reason. So there's. I apologize, because I'm probably getting more value out of this part of the conversation than you are, but
no, you're good. This is good.
Okay.
Is part of it the safety issue, and part of it a product like security issue of worrying about someone messing with a product that they shouldn't be, or is theft at all an issue? I mean, it's funny that you bring this up, actually, because someone I was talking to yesterday that was in a consumer packaged goods space, not in pharma at all, brought up this same thing, this lone worker issue. But for them, it was more of a theft or product contamination concern.
No. So to answer your question, that's not a concern. We actually have a fairly good program as far as registered access to either areas or materials. It's either controlled physically by access control, or we have containers or cabinets in the area that are biometrically controlled that will not allow certain people access to certain raw materials or certain consumables.
Okay.
So we temporarily control that, or